Hi guys, so by now you've heard about our Spartan Race program starting in March, and the race that we're going to be doing is in June. You may have realized that the program begins with an assessment and might be wondering what an assessment is and why do you need one. So let's start off with why at Dynamic Health and Fitness do we start with an assessment? Quite a few reasons. One is to be able to have starting numbers to track your progress throughout the training, to make sure we're getting stronger, getting more powerful, getting more prepared for the course. Another reason is to make sure that we reduce any possible risk of injury that could hamper our training or hamper our ability to finish the course. Another piece of it is to identify how we can better our nutrition. And a last piece is to identify what your goals are so we can make sure that those get accomplished throughout the training and throughout the race. So let's start off with kind of showing you what does the assessment involve, what are the pieces of it. After we sit down and talk just like this about your goals, about your nutrition, we're gonna come on up and get up and we're gonna kind of move right over into this room here, and we're gonna go through a full flexibility and stability assessment. So the reason why we do this is because I've seen way too often in the races that I've done, the Tough Mudders and Spartan races, where people are going up the hill and they're feeling their ankle and they've had to stop because their knees bothering them, or they have all these different issues kind of going on, and it's kind of taking them away from their goal of finishing that course. So we want to make sure that if your ankle is a little bit tighter and it's possibly at risk to spraining or possibly at risk to getting hurt in training or on the course, that we develop a customized program for you after we identify it in the assessment so we can work on that at home and in our classes. Same thing with stability. If we lack a little bit of stability in that ankle and it's a little bit more at risk or puts our knee at risk, we want to make sure we start taking care of that from day one. So again, we reduce that risk of injury, but also open up the opportunity to better our strength, to better our power numbers. Because if that ankle is holding us back a little bit from squatting a certain amount of weight or doing a certain exercise, we're going to know that in the training. So really, really important to identify any possible challenges or risks that our body may have or imbalances that our body may have and clean those up. But we're also going to find out what your body's really good at too and build on those strengths, which is exciting as well. Then we're going to go ahead into the next part of the assessment, which is in the next room here. And we just take a walk through the studio and we're going to come right around the corner. And this is where we get into some of the more fun stuff that identifies more of your starting strength and endurance numbers that we're going to need to kind of track throughout training to make sure we're getting better so we're more prepared for that course. So how it starts off is we'll be doing a treadmill exercise that's going to test our endurance. The really cool thing is at the same time we're going to have some sensors on you that are going to give us some biofeedback information to see if we're maybe favoring one side of our body when we're running or something that might cause an issue down the road. We want to make sure that we identify that. So again, just like we talked about with the ankle over in the other room, we can make sure to build a program so we can start beginning running more symmetrically, efficiently, and effectively. After we've tested your endurance, we move into strength. Now there's a couple of different strength exercises. We're going to go ahead, and one of them is going to be a pull-up, where we're going to see how many pull-ups we can do. And if a pull-up kind of scares you a little bit, we have the assisted pull-up. So that way everybody will be able to complete this exercise and have a starting number. A next piece here is going to be a farmer's carry, where we're going to take a specific amount of weight and carry it a certain distance in a certain time. Because we'll be carrying lots of stuff on the course. And what you'll start to see with these exercises is they're going to look and feel exactly like challenges and obstacles you're going to see out on the course, because we want to prepare you for as realistic as possible, and prepare your body as realistically as possible for what we're going to endure in June. So that leads us to the next one, a burpee. Well, I know those are everyone's favorite. However, those ones we can't leave out, because if we fail to complete an obstacle in Spartan Race, they penalize you with burpees. So we have to make sure we're really good at them in case we don't complete a certain obstacle. So we get to see how many of those that we're going to be doing in a minute. The last exercise for the assessment is going to be a crawl. And we're going to be crawling you in different directions at different distances. And how that carries over is in the barbed wire crawls that we'll be experiencing out on the course. We want to make sure we're more than prepared for those different distances and challenges of the barbed wire crawls. So that goes over our assessment. Again, identifying any possible risks that could come up in training that could hold us back from completing the course or completing the training, and making sure that we have a program to fix them or balance out that imbalance. And then secondly, to get some starting numbers so we can retest every few weeks to make sure that we're getting stronger, more powerful, more endurance throughout the training, making sure that it's effective so we can get out there and conquer the course. Hopefully that answers you guys' questions. I look forward to seeing you guys in March.